that was a bit louder than I expected. Alright, this is the Masterpiece Edition. This was a re-release of Myst after the, I think in the 25th anniversary of Myst, they released a Masterpiece Edition, which is a re-rendered kind of version of it. I don't think it changed any of the actual gameplay, but it is a probably just kind of to try and resell it again, I suppose. So that's fun. But that's the one that is for sale at GOG.com. So that is what we're going to be playing. So let's start a new game here. And I tested this game a little bit, so I think it's working, but
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed. I must admit, however, such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
oh, I have the ability to click on something. Okay. I have to click on the book, I assume. Myst. That's what the book says. Ooh. We have a book and we have a little image here. Looks like we're now in the book. In the book. Alright, let's roam around and see what we got here. I think these are the graphics that have probably been updated for the Masterpiece Edition. I'm guessing. I have the ability to turn the transitions on between scenes, but I have them turned off right now. We have a switch here. Doesn't seem to do anything. We have a box. We can go that way. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Go up here. Over here. Wow. Oh, what's this? Catherine, I've left you a message of utmost importance in our forechamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on this island into the imager to retrieve the message. Yours, Atris. Okay. I just noticed. Hey, Ivalon. I didn't notice that you said hello. Sorry about that. In our forechamber, the number of marker switches. Can I take this note? No, I can't take it. I can only leave it where it is. Okay. The number of marker switches. Is that these things? These switches here? Is that a marker switch? These things? I'm gonna have to count the number of switches. I probably should bring up some notes for this game. Marker switches. So far we found 2. Assuming that's what we're talking about. Okay, here's a door. The switch doesn't work either. Alright, let's go in here. We have a chair. It looks like a dentist chair. Ooh, we have a button. Ooh, look at that. Like a starry... Ooh, like stars. Cool. Okay, so we can turn the light off. We can sit... Oh, what's this? Oh! We can probably look at what the sky looks like on certain days. Oh, interesting. Hey, Super Dave, how's it going? Alright. Oh yeah, look at that. We can actually look at parts of the sky, apparently, based on the time. So we're probably going to be able to... Okay. So it's like kind of like an observatory, I guess. We can... That's the time of day. I think this would be the day, the actual day of the month. No, what is that number? Oh yeah, this is the day of, this is the, oh, the year. I guess the year? I don't know what that number is. We got month, day, a number, and then, the time. Alright, so we have a chair which can show us the chair that shows us the sky, the night sky at a certain day and time and maybe year. Okay. I don't know what this number is. I think it's a year, but I'm not sure. Okay. I don't think there's anything else we can do here. Okay. I guess it moves the chair or something like that. I don't know if the chair's moving when we do that, but it seems like it might be. Okay, that's back in the chair. I think that's all we can do in here, so I don't think we have anything we can do here yet. Alright, let's leave. Okay, let's go this way. We got a rocket. And here's another switch, so that's 3. Alright. 3 switches. Maybe that's our way off the island. Or whatever. We're kind of stuck in a book, it seems like. What's here? What do we got here? We have a fireplace. Ooh, we're in the fireplace. Interesting. Wait, what? Wait. I'm confused. I am very confused right now. Are we turning around, or are we in a different... Or are we in a... Did we move? No, we're in the same place, but I do see something over here. Well, let's check this out first. What do we got here? We got what looks like a a doorway or something. If we touch it, it makes a noise. Okay, interesting. We have this. What is it? Did we pick it up? What the heck was it?
Monsieur? Are you? See you. Cannot. Help me. Bring blue pages. Never. Just... I must have the blue page. Hand to me.
He seems to want blue pages. Okay. Okay. Blue pages. Alright, I got it. Do I have like an inventory system? Let me save. Save. Alright. We have save. Alright. I don't really want to open it again. Okay. Then we have another book here with red pages. Whoa. We opened this secret passage area. Okay, let's not go in there yet. Let's not go in there yet. No, not yet. Not yet. What's this? This looks like a Oh, here's a map of the island. Okay, it shows us where we are. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay.
Why? Bring me a red page. I can't see. See the red page, you must. Make a bring. I am serious. Give it up. There is one thing I want to rescue.
He wants red pages. So we got a book that wants blue pages and a book that wants red pages. Interesting. Okay. We've got a map here. What if I click this again? Oh, I see. I see. What happens if I click that? That closes. Okay. Okay. I see. So I'm guessing that when we click this, the front door is going to close and we can't leave. And that opens. So let's look. Is front door now closed? It is. Okay, so the front door's closed. So basically, it switches to open the doorway. So let's go this way and see what's down here. Oh, what do we have? Like an elevator? I think we got an elevator. Library. That's where we are. So we're going up. tower. Now we're at the tower. Key. We got a little picture of a key. A little picture of a library. Let's go up this ladder. Maybe? Maybe? Doesn't seem like we can do anything here. No, I don't think we can do anything here. Okay, let's go around to the key. Probably can't do anything here either. No, we're basically at a dead end here. So probably we have to wait until we do something else to come back here. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's go back into the elevator. Secret passage in library leading to key and book ladders. Okay. Whoops, wrong way. I'm gonna go this way. Okay, we're back in the library. And we're going to hit this button here, or this image. Close that and go back onto the island. We've got a... Ooh, it's a box with a flamingo on it. It's a flamingo box that we can change, well, maybe it's a flamingo, maybe it's a... I don't know. Green or pink? Okay. There might be, oh, there's one here too. This one's like some sort of insect. Oh, they're all over the place. There's an anchor. There's a bug. There's a snake. So anchor, bug, snake. There's probably like 6 of them, would be my guess. We can switch the colors. Okay. This one. That's the bug. It's this one. An eye. I've lost my sense of perspective. It's just totally gone right now. Here's another switch. So that's 4. This is an anchor. I've already seen that one. Anchor. Bug. Snake. Snake. Eye. So there are 6 of them. Okay. We have eye. My perspective is just wrong. I can't figure out where exactly I am. Oh, here's a leaf. Leaf? Okay. And what's the other one? A arrow. And an arrow. Okay, so we have a anchor, a bug, a snake, an eye, a leaf, and an arrow. Oh, and we have the bird too. So there's at least 7 of them, I guess. Maybe there's 8 then. Maybe I've missed one. And the switch here, obviously. One, 2, 3. I think I see 3 on this side. I see 4 actually. Ugh, there's one behind this thing, which I'm having a... Oh, here we go. Leaf. It's the leaf one, I think. Yeah, leaf. And then we got this one over here. Which is... Oh, here we go. It's a cross. It's a cross. Okay. So there are 8 of them. We have an anchor, a bug, a snake, an eye, a leaf, an arrow, a bird, and a cross. And we can switch them to be red or green. So I'm guessing this is some sort of combination to do something. Alright, we got a fountain thing here, which has a boat in it. Can't do anything with the boat at the moment. But, maybe later. Okay, so we got the library. We also have a tower up here. Maybe this is the tower that we went up in. Okay. And we have a rocket, which you can't do anything with. There's no switch next to the library, from what I can tell. So there is a switch. Okay, let's go this way. Here's another switch. That's 4. Okay, here's another switch. That's 5. Okay, what's this? Go in here. Wow, it's a deep going down. That opens a door. Open up a lot of doors. Okay, we've got a thing with buttons. We've got, it seems like a generator. Seems like a generator room. Alright, so we can keep track of this. So the top switch provides 10. And then this one provides 1. This looks like it may be a math problem. Where we have to get to a certain number. That one provides 7. This one provides 2. Yep, they do add up. This one provides 8. And this one provides... Wait. 22. This one provides 16. This one provides 19. It's 5 and 9. Alright. Okay, so this is the generator room. So we can't. I don't see anything we can do with that information. Maybe we have to get it exactly to a certain number, like 99 or something, and not over. Maybe. So it's 32, 33. Okay, so we can get. This is 15. 31, 36, 45. Let's turn a lot of these on and see what we get. So we can get exactly to 99. So with all of them turned on, we're at 99. They add up to 99 exactly. So that's not really much of a hint right now. We might have to get to a certain number or something at some point, and I don't know what this other dial is for. We got another dial here. So maybe things will change. Oh, what's this? Power to spaceship. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. So the other dial is the power to the spaceship. Okay. Alright. I don't think we can do anything here yet either. Alright, what else do we need to do? Okay, I see a clock tower here. We got a thing of switches. What's this do? Seems like our first task is probably to get the note that somebody left for somebody. So first we need to explore the island and figure out how many of those switches are on. Here's another one. That's 6. Open the door. This looks like maybe a boiler or something like that. Which we can turn on and off. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a safe. We would need a combination for. So we have a safe with a 3-digit combination. Okay. Which we don't know. We have a boiler we can turn on. Okay, so we have a boiler that we can turn on. We don't seem to be able to do anything else with it. So this is PSI, it looks like. It doesn't seem to be going up. And this is there's a little, it looks like a spinning thing, maybe that's a wind, maybe some sort of wind tower or something. And we have a safe. Okay. Can't really look at the building. We found 6 switches so far. Okay, I don't think there's anything else over there. Let me look. Can't really look at that cabin. Okay. And here's the note. This is where we started. We haven't been up here. Here's another switch, so that's 7. And we have a ship here. So maybe if we somehow figure out how to get that ship out of the small little well thing, this ship will actually come up and there's actually stuff to do in that. Maybe to unlock. Okay, so we can come down here. This, I think, is where we started, so I think I've already counted that switch as 1. Okay, we can't do anything over here. Maybe this is the place where the note is? Maybe? Ooh. What is this? What is this? seem to be able to do anything with it. I can just make it go. Okay. A weird little cauldron-y looking thingy that has lights and stuff in it. Can't do. Don't seem to be do. Wait, what's that? Settings, dimensional imager, topographical extrusion test 40, water turbulent pool 67, marker switch diagram 47. Ooh. Maybe that's what I need to set the generator to get things to happen. We have topographical extrusion test is 40. We have water turbulent pool 67, and we have marker switch diagram is 47. Okay. That's good to know. That's good info. Alright. So a little, well, it looks like a thing there, but I can't do anything with it. Note. So, my current guess is that I have to set the generator to those settings to get the proper power rating for those things. It's my only guess right now. Okay. Let's still see something out there, but the ship is sunk in the water, but it's also sunk in the pool. So maybe if we get it out of the pool, somehow we can make it work. Okay, so yeah. I really think that there must be something. This looks like the place where the note said to go. Anything else I can find in here? No. Not seeing anything. Other than this note, it's the only thing that I see. Okay. Look around some more. It's here, is it? Where is this? Let me look at that note again. Okay. I've left you a message of utmost importance in our forechamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on this island into the imager to receive the message. Where is that? Our forechamber by the dock. Where is this room by the dock? I mean, this is the only room that I can think of by the dock. So am I missing something? Maybe it's a little bit not as far in. No. I don't see any place where I could enter a number anywhere except here. This is the only thing I can think of. Let's click the button. Maybe I have to shut this thing off in order for it to show up. Something, I don't know. Doesn't seem to be here. Oh, there we go. There's a button on the note. Okay. There's either, I think there's probably 7 or 8. Let's put 7. Nope. Let's try 8. Nope. Wait.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return. But if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, wait, and erase this message after you viewed it, just to be safe.
What? The what rotation? What did he tell me about something rotation? Okay. Let me listen to that message again. Can I listen to that message again? I'm gonna listen to that message again.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return. But if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, wait, and erase this message after you viewed it, just to be safe.
Okay, I don't know exactly what he said. I can't figure it out. It sounded like he said the towel rotation, but that just doesn't seem right. Oh, so it looks like we might be able to put other numbers in here and get other things. So topographical extrusion test. Let's put in 40 and see what we get. We put in 40. Ooh. Okay, that does something. We can't do... It doesn't seem like we can do anything with that, but it does something. Okay. Alright. Let's try, 67. That would be the water turbulent pool, which I think is what it was set on. Yeah, so it's a pool of water. Okay, so it's like a kind of like a holographic imager or something like that. The marker switch diagram, I think, would be the most interesting. That's 47. Okay, so I was wrong about what those numbers meant. Okay, so it's just a 3D view of a marker switch. So I guess that's probably supposed to tell me what a marker switch is. So I found 7 of them, but apparently there were 8, I guess. I missed one. Alright. So we know that the books are in places of protection. And we were told if we forget the access codes, remember the tau rotation or tau rotation. I don't know what any of that means, but okay. Alright. So let's go back to the library. I am curious about... I still don't know what these switches do. Okay. Alright, so we got the note. So we're on our way to... So we read the red book and the green book, or blue book, I guess it is. The blue book and the red book. So what about these books? Can we look at these books? Yes, we can. Some of them are just... Okay, so these were the books that were destroyed. Oh, here we go. I have called this age Channelwood, and it is a very different world. Though it is exactly how I imagine it, it is still amazing to see it with my own eyes. Water covers this age as far as I can see, except for a small rocky island. Elsewhere, there are only trees which grow directly out of the water. A myriad of thin wooden passageways are built just above the water and disappear into the forest. I assume they were built some time ago, for they appear aged. I am eager to discover more about this land and its people, but I have arrived here late, and I must rest. I was awakened this morning by strange noises coming from the pathway adjacent to one on which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading in my direction. They had not seen me yet. I did not feel threatened by their presence. Their response to me was one that I would have never expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began what appeared to be some sort of ceremonial worship. I tried to speak to them, but they did not understand my language. Instead, they indicated through enthusiastic hand gestures that I was to follow them. As we walked, I began to notice that the waters below us were changing colors. Slowly, subtly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then from muddy orange to beautifully clear. I was so intrigued by the water, I hardly noticed that we had arrived at a ladder. Climbing the ladder led us to their village, which is about 10 meters above the water, and can only be reached by rope ladders that stretch from the lower paths to the village level, approximately halfway up the grand trees. It is very interesting watching these people carry out their daily tasks. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. At sunset, they motioned for me to follow them. I followed the creatures to the doorway of an enormous hut. Strangely, once inside, I found that the hut appeared even larger than it had from the outside. The walls were garnished with bright metals, and in the center of the hut sat the leader of these people. At least he appeared to be their leader, for he sat a meter off the floor in a thick throne. Guards surrounded the strong creature, who was dressed in many exotic, colorful fabrics. Next to the leader sat a very old human, at least to some extent he appears human. His hair, which is only on his face and head, was completely gray, almost white, and hung very long around his frail body. His thin head hung limply by an almost grotesque neck that could not hold his head up to look at me. But what a surprise this creature could speak my language. Shortly thereafter, I was given a bed with some hand motions. They looked to me, telling me to go to sleep. I look forward to learning more. As I suspected, the ancient creature is a human, but he is old beyond his own reckoning and seems almost insane. However, the tree dwellers almost revere him as a god. They are treating me now in the same fashion, which makes me feel very uncomfortable. It is almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble, but wild. He has adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. He himself told me that he had not spoken our tongue in ages. He attempted to explain to me the history of this place. The following is my best translation of what he has told me. Okay. Hey, Alex is playing. How's it going? We're playing some Myst, and right now I'm reading a book in the game. Many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived together in this place, which was then a vast island. They interacted very little. The humans dwelt on the ground, and the tree dwellers lived high above the humans. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings, which happened randomly. Some sort of tectonic or volcanic action, I suspect. The sometimes slight, sometimes heavy tremors would only last a short time. Then they would stop, allowing everything to return to normal. One day, things changed. Rumbling began and grew quickly to unprecedented levels. Soon, it became apparent that the entire island was sinking slowly into the ocean around them. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. Humans who lived through this catastrophe moved into the trees, where they gradually died out, maybe because they were unequipped for such an environment, but I am not sure. This is a story the old man communicated to me, although many details are very unclear in my mind. I am especially confused as to how the humans saved the island from complete sinking. In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of the story. The island must have stopped on its own. Yet the old man believes in the truth of the story, as he had been there, and the tree dwellers worship him, and apparently all humans, as if he strike through they were heroes or gods. The old man ended our conversation today with an event which I will never forget. He began gripping my hands tightly, murmuring something about rest and to sleep. He then said, "We had expected you to come sooner." These actions filled me with a sort of immediate dread. With much effort, he stood to his feet. I tried to help, but he pushed me away with more force than I imagined his frail body contained. The tree dwellers quietly surrounded him with very solemn faces. They then kneeled before him. He walked to each and placed his hand on their heads. All the while, he murmured words which I did not understand. Finally, he turned to me and smiled. Then he closed his eyes and walked out the door and off of the narrow path high in the trees. The tree dwellers were silent. They began a procession down the nearest rope ladder. As I was descending, I saw several of them pick up the body. He had fallen into the lower level of the walkway and carry it away. He was laying down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. With the use of some potion, one of the tree creatures, it lit the pier on fire and watched as the flames engulfed him. As the strange funeral proceeded, the waters around the pier changed to dull green. This morning, I awoke finding it hard to even believe the previous evening's events. The water is a dull green. For as far as I can see now, for some reason the water no longer shifts color. As I wander throughout the pathways, the creatures watch me. curious to see what I will do next. They are constantly offering me strange objects of affection. I even found food outside the doorway to the room in which I had slept. This is a unique race of beings. I hope to learn their language soon so that I may learn more of them. This is a long book. Alright, this is in blue, interestingly enough, so a different color. I have lived on this world for 3 months off and on, and the tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. I am even beginning to learn bits of their language. I have decided to return home for an extended stay with my loving wife and my sons, and hopefully return with them. Oh, so this is probably the guy that left the message. Okay. Yeah, in fact, he says Catherine later. So this is the guy that left the message and had the 2 sons. Okay. So now I have a context on who this person is. Okay, so my loving wife and my sons, and hopefully return with them. However, I am sure Catherine will once again refuse. I think this age would be a wonderful experience for them all, and I at least look forward to how Cirrus and Aknar will react to its curious inhabitants. Catherine is staying behind as expected. My sons have returned with me, and they enjoy this age very much. They get along very well with the tree dwellers and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I have no doubt that it will not be too long until they can speak with the tree dwellers much better than myself. I am leaving tomorrow to check on a Saman age. Cirrus has suggested that I allow him and his brother to stay. Though the idea unsettles me, I know the boys are growing up rapidly. The hospitality of these creatures is such that I could think of no better place to leave them alone for a short while, so I will consent to their request. I warned the boys not to take advantage of the respect of the tree dwellers have for their ideas. They seem to understand my warning, and I have faith they will follow it. So this is in a different color. It looks like black and not blue. Much to my dismay, upon arriving at Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the Choctic. I fear for their survival and plan on returning to her shortly after checking on Cyrus and Aknar. Here, see Everdunes journal for more information. After watching Cyrus and Aknar, I see they are handling things very well, and I think I can put to rest any fears about leaving them in Channelwood again. So this is apparently called Channelwood, I guess. And for a little longer time. The tree dwellers seem slightly distressed that I am leaving, but are happy that Cirrus and Aknar are staying behind again. And this is in red. I have been gone for another 3 days, and I have been to many different places. I had to tell Cirrus and Aknar about Pran's death today, and they were visibly shaken, although they only remember her from their childhood. Catherine had suggested that it would be wise for Cirrus and Aknar to leave Channelwood for a while, and I have to agree. They will be returning with me when I leave again. I have told my sons that they will be returning with me in 2 days. They spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence, and it was rather remarkable. It seems that they constructed a boat with the creatures and traveled some way out into the surrounding waters. I enjoy hearing them talk excitedly of their adventures, and I am reminded of my own adventures as a child. I finally understand why the tree dwellers have been giving me their many inks and inspiring and insisting I write with them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see how that the inks have changed from the black I thought they were to various different colors. I have shown some of the creatures my journal, and they laughed and howled. I did not know they had such a sense of humor. Even now, I look through this very colorful journal. I will not help but laugh myself. Interesting. I wonder if the colors mean anything. We will be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They have told me that they would like to come to Channelwood again, and also ask if they can visit some other ages alone, although I will have to think over that request. I believe They have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Catherine will also have to help me decide whether they are ready for travel alone. For now, I must give my farewells to the creatures, for I do not know how long I will be until I visit this age again. Okay, so we've got a diagram of, it looks like the island, maybe? Something that says Future Bridge. Interesting. Interesting diagram. We have what looks like a windmill here. And this kind of looks like a gazebo. And that is the end of this book. Okay. So that was this book here, I think. Yeah, that was that book. Here's another book. More text. Ooh, look at this. We got symbols. Oh, this looks important. This looks really important. Okay, let's read this one. Emmett was the first to live on the rocks. He named the rocks because it was what they were, a group of sharp rocks clustered together in the middle of a large sea. This was where Emmett lived. He enjoyed his life. Emmett would occasionally swim nearby rocks as if he was as it was never too far of a distance. One day, another person appeared on the rocks. For no apparent reason to Emmett named this new person Branch. Emmett and Branch quickly became friends, swimming and hunting for fish together often. Emmett showed Branch the simple cave in which he lived on the largest rock. Okay, so they're interesting. There's a cave, potentially a cave on a rock. Let me write that down. Cave in rock. Cave in rock. Off island. In large rock. Okay, that could be useful. Discovered a place to live in the same... Branch discovered a place where he decided to live, also on the same large rock. The sun always shone brightly in their world, and the water was always dazzlingly clear, allowing them to see almost to the deep ocean floor which surrounded them. Though the sun always shone, it was never too hot for the boys. A light breeze always came from the north and cooled the area down. One day, while Branch was swimming and having fun in the water, he noticed another boy swimming. Branch brought the new boy to Emmett to find out what to call the new boy. Emmett said the new boy should be called Will. Will was soon a part of the group, and all three of the boys swam and enjoyed the perfect world. At least, that was the story I was told when I arrived today on the island. Emmett, Branch, and Will were surprised to see me at first, but even before the night ended, we were all becoming good friends. Today, the second day on this newly created age, a strange thing happened. It was not strange to me. The three boys did not understand what was happening. While I was relaxing under a large tree on one of the smaller rock islands, it began to rain. It was a nice rain, but lasted for about an hour. In the morning, I explained to the boys that the rain was not harmful, yet they obviously still feared it. Before going to sleep tonight, I told the boys I would leave the following day. I told them that while I was gone, I would make a surprising change in their world. They didn't understand. Not that I expected them to. I still did not fully understand what happened today. I was experimenting with the art, tasting the limits of the rules as dictated to me by my father. I attempted to create a boat by writing it into the world. I thought everything was planned correctly, yet somehow the boat had become gripped by the rock and broken in half. Although this test did not turn out as I had hoped, I now have answers to a few of the questions my father never answered. As for the boat, I can see the boys enjoy it anyway, and with that I am pleased. They have played on it all day. Even though the boat cannot move, I have enjoyed studying from it. It is a much sturdier platform than the jagged rocks. In the course of my observations, I have learned some very interesting things regarding the solar system of this age. And we have a submersible lamp, it looks like. A diagram of that. The nights are absolutely beautiful here. I have made note of and named a number of constellations that pass above me. Also, during the night, I catch glimmers of light from the horizon, which I have not been able to discover. If it is created by some natural phenomenon or by additional people on far-off islands or rocks. I should very much like to discover which. I rather suspect it is additional people, which would explain the appearance of Branch and Will. The rain today was slightly heavier than usual. Just when the boys were getting used to the light rains, a small storm arrived. They were frightened of the heavier rain, not to mention the thunder and lightning. If rain was never fallen here until recently, as the boys tell me, I would like to discover why it is falling now. Regardless, I had decided to return home for a short while. I have also been thinking of some plans for the lighthouse that I hope to construct soon. I think that perhaps by shining a bright light toward the horizon, it might prove my suspicions regarding additional inhabitants. They would be very curious about the light and travel to discover it. Hey, the Renaissance, how's it going? It is going well. I'm doing a lot of reading in Myst right now, so they would discover the source if they have the means. I returned with many tools that I will need for construction of the lighthouse. I have decided that once the lighthouse is completed, I will leave for some time and let the world's own imagination have control. We have worked 3 weeks on the lighthouse now, and are making great progress. The rock that we are building on seems to be as secure as I would like. I have had to alter my plans slightly, but those alterations pose no real problem. The boys are quite strong and have been helping me immensely. I estimate construction will be done within 2 days. The lighthouse is finished, and we are all proud of our creation. The boys are amazed at the structure wrought from rock with their own hands. That evening, we powered up the generator, much to the boys' dread at first, and shined a great light to the horizon for many hours. I stayed the night at the top of the lighthouse, and in the morning awoke to observe the sunrise without my being coated with the chilly blanket of the ocean, dew I had been accustomed to. It was Will who first saw the girl. She was swimming not far from the boat where Will was getting ready to hunt for fish. When Will noticed a man not far away from the girl. Emmett was very pleased to meet the additional neighbors. I feel pleased to leave this age. I have set in motion events that will have nothing to do with writing or the art. It will have a more profound impact on this world than I could have ever written. I think. We've got a little stone ship age. We've got a little, I don't know, is this the island here? We have looks like a ship. Some stuff going on there. I think this age is a gift to myself that I will wrap up and someday open in the future, only to discover that it has changed so much that indeed it is a surprise. Besides, I have yet another new age that awaits me. It seems I'm going to need some way to travel underwater in this new age, and so much planning is in order. It has been 10 years since I left this age, which I have since called the Stone Ship Age. Upon returning, I cannot believe the changes that have been taking place. The original 3 boys have grown up into adults, and there are many new faces that I do not recognize. Branch told me that it has not rained for 7 years, and the cool breezes are back again. They are very content and have been serving me with new foods and showing me new materials they have discovered. It even seems they have found gold somewhere. I see it in many forms around the island. My lighthouse has been kept in perfect condition, and it looks as if they have tried their very best to keep it so. Yet I have noted that the entire rock it was built on has sunk approximately 40 to 50 centimeters. After a wonderful visit with my new friends, I wonder aloud with them what things will be like here in another 10 years. Interesting. So we have constellations. We have an anchor. So these are the symbols that I found at the fountain. There's a constellation, which was the chair where I could see constellations, and the anchor, or the symbols of the constellations. So we had a chair, up like it looked like a kind of an observatory type thing, and a chair that we could dial in like settings. a date, a month, a day, I think a year. I think year is weird here because I think it is a year, but when you think of year, I think it's since the age was probably created, because it sounds like he's creating these ages by writing them in books. So it's probably years since the age was created. So based on him writing them now, it's probably been. I don't have a month though. That's the problem. So this is the anchor. This is the eye. This is the snake. This is the bug. This is the cross. This is the arrow. This is the bird, which kind of looks like a flamingo, and this is the leaf, which we have all written down. And by the fountain, we have an option of making them red or green. Okay. That seems important. All right, we have a book here as well. More stuff. Looks like, is that it? Yeah, and then all these other books are destroyed. That one destroyed, yeah. So we have three it looks like we have 3 intact books, and the rest have been destroyed, which apparently upset the father immensely, because these. Whoa! What is this? This book is not destroyed. Wow, what is this? Look at all these patterns. Wow. Holy cow. How high does this go? 300. I better write this down. All right. What book was that? This one? No. This one? No. I don't know what book it was. That one? One of these books. Oh, there it is. The book on the middle. It's the book on the far. It's on the middle right. Middle shelf. Far right. Okay, that could be interesting. Okay, anything over here? Let's look at all. Oh, here's another book. Got another book there. So we've got a few more books to read. All right. I think that's it. Okay, so we found a book of patterns, and we have this book to read, which doesn't seem too long. So we'll read this, and I'll read another book, and then I'll talk a little bit about what I'm doing today, and then I'm going to take a quick break. So, it has been a while since I've heard only silence, and I enjoy it greatly. I think for some reason I do not feel altogether welcome in this world in which I have arrived. But how could I be unwelcome in an age with no inhabitants? It is, of course, only in my head. The world is very beautiful, but I think I have yet to ever write in a journal that an age I have linked to the horrid or disgusting. From the grassy world where I am standing, I can see green fields below, along with a few scattered forests. A rather large lake looms some distance from where I am standing. Yet the water, its blue, can be seen plainly from here. The air is fresh, and the sky is sparkled with white clouds. It is absolutely breathtaking, and yet, that strange feeling again, perhaps it is the hot breeze that continues to blow from the north, hotter than I would have imagined. It almost singes my skin, and I feel quite uncomfortable when it comes. I will try to ignore it. Night is almost arrived, and the sunset is spectacular. Oranges and reds have settled above the western horizon. Though night has come, the horizon still glows red long past the sunset. Dark reds flow from the horizon and blend into the black sky. Again, the feeling, and I am beginning to believe that it is not in my mind. I must sleep now. I will need my strength to explore more tomorrow. I have had to return home due to an unpredictable natural occurrence more frightening than I have ever experienced. I was awakened by terrible shakings in the ground and explosions on all sides of me. Gigantic balls of fire were falling from the sky, and I immediately left in fear of my life. I must remember to bring a Myst linking book with me when I return, in case the one left there has been destroyed or damaged. I have returned to a different world than the one I left only 3 months ago. It has been transformed into a barren desert land with only gigantic craters scattered across the land to provide a variety. Strangely enough, the small grassy hill where I spent my first night remains exactly the way I found it. Apparently, the falling meteors did not hit this area, leaving an oasis in the midst of this horrible desolation. The hot wind, I remember, has turned into a rather pleasant breeze, which is at least one improvement. I fear it is the only improvement. The magnificent lake I saw on my first visit is now completely dried up. However, another lake now exists and appears to be quite a bit larger. I assume one of the falling meteors created this lake due to its circular nature and the jutting rock that grows out of the center of the lake. The rest of this world seems like desert, although I will verify that statement with closer inspection. Though this world has little visual excitement to offer, it offers much to the ears. Sounds constantly flow through my ears, and I have found where a few of them originate. It seems, as Catherine says, I do find beauty in everything. Last night, I was awakened by a horrible hissing. I was sweating, and the heat was so intense that I immediately dipped my head in a nearby stream to cool it down. The hot breezes had returned, along with a low roar from the ground. I walked a short distance to observe some red flames shooting up from the earth. Suddenly, the ground began to crack, and a huge chasm opened. The chasm continued to grow until it was far too wide to cross. Then the tumult subsided, leaving only a dull roar. I have decided, however, I can use the chasm to my advantage. Perhaps the heat from the chasm can be harnessed. And then we got a little diagram. Even as the chasm ripped into the surface of this world, it has opened up a whole new world to explore. Although uncomfortably hot, I found it possible to reach a cave in the chasm. Alright, cave and chasm. Let me write that down. Cave and chasm. Okay, and have now explored deep into the crust of this planet. I have found a vast underground cave system that will take many years to map and explore. I will also look for a safer way to reach the underground through the chasm wall. This age seems to change on its own, so I feel I could leave again and see if things are different when I return. It is also important that I check on Cirrus and Aknar and make sure everything is going well. When I return, I also hope to bring back some tools I will need for my plans to explore the underground. The abundance of raw materials here is beginning to amaze me. I have returned with some of the complex tools I knew I would be needing. I assumed I would have to return for more basic materials. However, it seems as though I will be able to find everything I need here. Of course, iron is abundant, but I have also found titanium occurring naturally. I am all the more excited to begin work. Everything is set, and I look forward to tomorrow. My raw materials are all here. I think I will be able to have most of my additions to this age completed within 1 year. I so love working with my hands, whether writing or building. then this text seems to be erased or somehow messed with. And then, well, I have decided, we have a kind of a diagram that is 3 meters is not enough support for the something. Amazingly strong. We have a rocket ship. To be one of the most prized inventions, I am extreme. Would never have imagined it come together. I doubt. Could possibly work with 14 instead of. Completely fatigued. I am so happy to have. I am leaving today in order to bring back Cirrus and Aknar. I have left them alone in Channelwood. I believe they will enjoy all there is to see there. The age seems to have stabilized. I believe the meteors set off a period of volcanic activity by piercing into the shallow crust, but the tremors have become few. I have just noticed that a large amount of this journal has curiously vanished from the very pages on which I wrote over the past 18 months. Fortunately, I have copied many of the construction notes into another journal. I do not understand the many mysteries of this world, but I trust I will discover logical answers to my questions. I have a feeling that many of my questions can be answered in another age, which I hope to travel soon. But for now, I must simply accept this world's mysteries, take my pride in my accomplishments. Okay, we have a keyboard, a piano keyboard with some notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna hit the print screen button on this one because I feel we might actually need this diagram at some point. Let me see. It's C, and then D sharp, F, and it's like maybe a B flat. But I print screened it, okay? And that's it. That's it for that book. And this, I think this is the other book here. There's one more book. We'll read this book. This is the last book. So before arriving at this age, I was determined that I would be a journey to a world very different from my previous adventures, and it was. The sky here is dark and gray, and incessantly displays flashes of light in the distance. I met a very old man with a long beard and hair that hangs to his waist. He is very feeble and has trouble even moving. This man has obviously been through many things in this strange world, and I have learned many things from him. He has told me an interesting story of the world's history. Years ago, he told me there was a very beautiful city that rose up out of the water. It housed many people inside its walls, and the people had everything they wished for. The city was surrounded by 3 high hills, which rose higher than the city. On the east hill of the city rested a large lookout post. The people of the city had constructed the post expecting visitors to arrive from the east. The people had no means of traveling on the water, which forced them to merely wait for friend or foe. As time passed, friendly visitors brought rumors of an enemy that existed beyond the horizon. People grew fearful, yet nothing happened. One day, the usually sunny sky became dark as night. The black ships appeared on the horizon. The lookout post's attempts at peace were turned away, and the sentries were easily overwhelmed. The ships continued to wreak havoc on the city, apparently destroying everyone and everything. After the foundations of the city were destroyed, the city sunk deep into the ocean, and only the lookout posts remained. The black ships sailed away. The man continued to say that 8 people had hidden and managed to survive through the attack. In the 9 years since the attack, 2 of the survivors had died. He also said that it was rumored that 10 years from the attack, the enemy would return to finish the destruction they had started so long ago. I've decided, since hearing the man's story, it would be admirable to save the civilization and stop this enemy's plan of destruction. I am excited about the adventure that awaits me, and an idea has sparked in my mind to provide the needed defense for these people. I met the remaining survivors today, and I have begun work on a plan for protection. There's a diagram. Okay. After a short absence, I have returned to this age with my 2 sons. They have, as of yet, traveled rarely with me, and they are understandably excited to be here. They have grown considerably since Everdunes, and it is already obvious to me that they will be a great help at this time instead of the nuisance they have been in the past. All 3 of us along with 4 of the healthy survivors began construction today. We are building upon the old city's ruins, which will provide a perfect foundation for our fortress. My sons have been spending much of their spare time on the South Island, where most of my materials are stored. I am very pleased with their intelligence and their creativity is refreshing to see as they work on some small projects of their own. And there seems to be a diagram of stairs going down and maybe a fence or arrows pointing up. I don't know. It has been over 4 months now, and construction is going well. My sons love the world, except for this gray sky. They detest the gray sky and tell me many times they wish the sky were like the sky, blue sky in Myst. The old man I first talked to tells me that the enemy is due in 4 months. I feel we will be ready when the time comes. The man reminds me of Emmett in many ways, and I often wonder how Emmett and his people are doing. That was from a previous journal. It has been 6 months of work, and we have finally finished the fortress. 6 months. 6 months. Interesting. It rests between 3 hills, which are now only islands due to the rising water level and the people experienced after the attack. Inside the fortress, I have designed a most intriguing device. It makes use of a technology called holography. I began experimenting with it in my visits to Aspermere. It will be working in a couple of days after I compensate for some small miscalculations. This holographic device will enable the survivors to learn to use the fortress. The enemy is due to come soon, and I trust the fortress will provide. Okay, we have a diagram here of the fortress. Sufficient protection for all of us. The black ships have come. Their attack was substantial. Their weapons have been stopped, and it appears they have turned away in defeat. I cannot help but smile as I watch the boats leave. The insignia of the black ship is like a moon with a cross. Last night we had a small celebration, and the old survivors danced their dances of old. My sons did not understand why the sky had not turned back to its original blue. The old man told them that the storms would never end until the enemy was destroyed. I assured my sons that a blue sky was not worth the risk of death, and they seemed to hear me. I have had a healthy adventure and have begun work on a new book. Once again, I must leave a familiar age in search of a new universe I have begun. But first, I will have an extended time with Catherine, whom I miss very much. I must also return to the people of the tide. I believe in my travels. I have found a substance that will ease the pain of their bone ailments that they have long endured. I hope to return to mechanical age one day and find the population growing and my fortress still strong. Though the sky may always be black, I am confident the people will feel a heavier darkness has been lifted from their shoulders. That's it. I think that's all the books. I don't think there's any more books that have not been destroyed. So books have been destroyed by one of the 2 sons. We don't know which one. So one of the 2 sons maybe is evil, malicious. Maybe he just wanted, he didn't like his father going around. Maybe something bad happened in one of the worlds. I really don't know. But we've read the library. So...